Hello everybody! Welcome to Ero Pc F3 in Belgium. Had a few weeks off. It's been quite nice. How's everybody doing? Looking forward to be back. Ugh. Should be a fun one. We've got a full grid today. Everyone has actually joined and on time as well, which is it's fantastic, really. This is what we like to see. It's been a few weeks, so if anyone could let me know if there's any audio issues or anything like that, that'd be great. I haven't changed any settings, but you know what the game's like. So yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, we fixed the desync issues by running essentially in an older beta version of the game before everything got messed up by the updates. I've just realised I haven't put the correct screen on. There you go. Just waiting for our drivers to leave the pits. Everyone's putting their setups on at the moment. Interesting to see what tyres everyone goes for. It's anything like it normally is. Basically everyone's going to be on softs. Yeah, basically everyone's on softs. Cool. Got a few cars coming out the pits now. Turek's leading the way by the looks of things, so we'll stay on board with him. Get a nice aerial view of the circuit, and then we'll do a track tour with whoever crosses the line first. So Snape has overtaken Turek. So we might get a nice AlphaTauri on board today. Should be good. So Turek's out on the mediums, Smith's also hovering the mediums as well. Yeah, he's gone out on them. Everyone else at the moment, sticking with the softs. I think after a few weeks away, people are just going to be looking at getting a nice safe banker lap in, especially around the longest track on the calendar. Snape taking the esports line there, so he's been practicing. Fills me with hope. But yeah, just a quick refresher for anyone who has forgotten, because I've pretty much forgotten as well. I'm just going to get the standings up on my screen so I can see where everyone is. Obviously after the mental breakdown in Bahrain for everybody, no one has actually changed positions since that race, or Silverstone before. I think consequently a lot of the calendar's been reshuffled to accommodate that, so we will still get our full complement of races. But anyway, we're gonna hop on board with Snape, who gets a bit wobbly out of the bus stop chicane there. See what he can do now. Into La Source, want to hug that inside curb nice and tightly, get the car rotating and carry good speed out of the corner, which he seems to have done. Approaching the notorious Overusian Radion. See how he takes it. Just want to not drop any speed. He's done a pretty good job of that as well. Down the Camel Straight. It's probably where we'll see most of the moves happen today in the race. In the Lake Con, we don't want to go too over ambitious on the curbs, because it will just get spat out by the corners. Snape being a bit cautious, but I don't blame him. Just wanting to get a good lap in. Into Brussels, I believe. You have to brake quite early to make the corner well on this one. Tidy lap by Snape so far, hasn't invalidated or anything like that yet. Down through Pouhon. Kept it valid there, must have dropped a bit of time, but in any case, going through the windy part of the second sector now. Got a yellow flag in Sector 2, just going to run up to Pouhon. I think that's Turek as well as Bakalik, actually. Both seeing the end of their qualifying session early, unfortunately. I'm going to stay on board with Snape, though. To see him round Blanchimon. Fully flat through here in this era of cars. No lifting needed whatsoever. Braking nicely into the bus stop. Just want to clip that apex, get the car turned. Just going to bit bumpy over there, but doesn't seem to have lost too much time over the line. Sets us up with a 1:44.4. Pretty decent time. Who's next on the list of people negotiating this track? It might be Maj. It's not Maj, it's the other Alpine. Pena with a 44.9. Hill with a 44 flat. A lot of cars now setting their times. Keeler crosses the line. Just must have invalidated, backed off there completely. Buys into the pits. Oy, oy, oy. Fredriksson 44.9, Mishler 44.7. So 44 is very much the benchmark at the moment. Sancho's coming through, but he's bailed out of his lap, so he's going to go for another one, I reckon. What's next in the second sector? Keeler's there. Dario's just letting people through in sector 3. We'll see him board with Rasmussen. He's backed out as well. Maj is backed out. A lot of people backing out. Kent's done a 44.3. Hey, hey, hey. Tuavila with a 56, so he must have backed out as well. A lot of people really just wanting to get their first banker, but you can't afford to spend too much time on it if you want to get 3 runs in. There isn't too much time to play around. What's next? Done a 43.8. First driver in the 43s. He'll barely missed it. Not bad so far. I think a lot of people have still got to actually set a lap time, so expect a reformation of the grid in the next few minutes. Keeler tracking extend at the end of sector 2, but he's kept it valid. Says he's gone purple. Have to see what time he can whip out here. Blanchimont, you forget how long it is sometimes. Breaking nice now into the bus stop. Running it a little bit wide, doesn't get the rotation he probably wanted up to the line. It's going to be a 44.1, so still not a bad lap time at all. Smith's on a fresh set of soft tyres. Abay's on an out lap on a fresh set of softs as well. Fredriksson and Tuavila racing to the line. Tuavila, I think, improved there. Fredriksson's had a cool down lap. He's going for another flyer. He's on 2 lap old softs though, so I don't know if that's going to bode too well for him. There's quite a lot of wear on this track, just for the lap time. So Smith's invalidated his laps. And Alfa Romeo causing yellow flags. It's Kent just letting people through. Okie dokie. Who can we catch on a lap at the moment? Second McLaren of Jardin's on an out lap. His teammate unfortunately retiring. Crashing out in sector 2, which is so easily done. Michelin's not up on his time at the moment. Keeler's definitely not either. Oh, speaking of which, the curse is back! Some things never change! Does let the slowing car of Michelin through though. What about Fredriksson? Basically even on his time, but he's bailed. Fuel warning light is on, so he must have not realised how low fuel he was. Not quite sure what Rasmussen's doing here at the moment. Just trying to let Maj through, that's fair enough. 2 lap old softs. I'm surprised he decided to commit to his 2-minute lap time, as Maj has unfortunately stuck it in the bin on his out lap. Front wing looks to be intact at least. If he wants to get that car turned around and quick, kills the soft tyres as he does it. Hopefully he can get them cooled down in time. A few cars coming through. Kuchuk's on an out lap, and right behind him is a Abai in a Ferrari. He's on a flyer. Maj has just pulled over to the right, get out of the way. It's what we like to see. Purple sector 1 for Abai. At least so it says. However, got a wobble and overcorrected it. Just ran straight over the curb in Les Combes. Unfortunate. Those curbs are lethal. Anyway, Sancho's on a flyer as well. Going through Bruxelles here. Hugs it inside curb nicely. You can run it on this curb a little bit. You can actually beach the car and just skate along. So you don't want to be doing that too much. Pretty tidy so far, so we'll have to see what he can do. Get a nice aerial view of Poo on here. all the way down the hill. Huge hairpin. One of my favourite corners in the track. Seems to have bailed on his lap though, not happy with something there. Maybe the missed apex since end of sector 2. Not doing it for him, unfortunately. No one really on a push lap at the moment, unfortunately. Sancho's bailed, Abay's bailed as well. So while they've bailed down, I'm just going to get rid of this poll in the chat, so I can see what's going on down there. So Abay's on another flyer, we may as well stay on board with him. Nothing else going on at the moment. So Kuchuk right behind it is. Kuchuk's going to get a bit of a slipstream here, but I think he may be compromised throughout the rest of the lap. A lot of cars now coming out on their out laps as well, so more action to come. The bike is completely avoiding this curbs in Lake On this time. I don't blame him. That's what screwed him over last time. If he makes a mistake this lap, he'll still have enough time to get the new set of boots on and go again before the flag falls in 7.5 minutes. Pretty tidy through start of sector 2 so far. See how he takes Poo on. Touches the white line but not the inside curb, so that's pretty optimal. Misses turning slightly, but still should be on for a pretty decent lap. I mean, it's the 43.8, still the provisional pole time. The track's definitely rubbering in more and more. We've got a Mercedes spun. It's Michelin. I'll have to come back around and see if he's got any damage. Hopefully not. All looks good. Anyway, bye. Going through Blanchimont now. Kuchuk has dropped back a little bit, I'd say. Should be fairly similar lap times when it comes to the line. Let's see what a bike can do. It's going to be in the 44s. Goes up to P8 with a 44.4. That's not too bad. Kuchuk did a 45 too, yeah. So dropped back a little bit, unfortunately. Strategic pole position provisionally at the moment anyway. Smith's in sector 2 at the moment. He doesn't set a lap time yet. It's looking very tidy with his lines. Let's see what the Red Bull driver can do. His teammate currently only a couple of positions ahead on an out lap. Neither Red Bull having set a representative time as of yet. So we're getting quite close up at the top. P1 to P10 is only, well, I mean 7/10, but everyone else is about half a second. It says Smith's gone purple in sector 2. Didn't want to run into the house. Let off the gas a little bit. It shouldn't really affect his lap time all that much. Not a slight lift like that. Yellow flag in sector 1, Lecom. Smith over-rotating the car on the bus stop there, so it's going to mess his lap time up completely. He only just gets a 44.8. That's Michelin who's gone round. Fredrickson's encountering some traffic, but he's managed to survive. Still pushing through Bruon at the moment. A lot of cars out on track at the moment. It's at least 15. It's a big track, but everyone's trying to get the same piece of track. It can complicate things a little bit. Fredrickson missing the apex there. Just needs to get this corner right because it runs him all the way through Blanchimont. He does indeed. Carries a good amount of speed. Could be on for a pretty tasty lap time if he keeps this up. Not sure what his sector 1 was like, but the rest has been pretty tidy. He's on a 44.9 at the moment. Tuavila gets a 43.7. I can see Fredrickson squeezing into the low 44s, maybe 43s here. Gets a 44.3, so all the way up to P7. Not bad at all. Who have I not been on board with? Snape's invalidated, unfortunately. Haven't been on board with any of the Alfa Romeos yet. Kent's 4/10 up on his time at the moment, so he's looking at 43.9 if he keeps this tidy. Stay on board. Pena's pulled all the way out to the side so he doesn't get in the way. Kent only currently P8 provisionally at the moment. Needs a good place here for his title fight to continue. 43.9, so sneaks up onto the second row of the grid. That's not bad. May as well check in on his teammate. He's just started a flyer as well. See how he takes Lacombe. Quite sensibly missing the first two curbs, but carries good speed nonetheless. He goes through Brussels, hugs the inside curb white line nicely and runs it on the exit as well. Try and wrestle the car through here, just about keeps it in bounds. I'm liking what I'm seeing at the moment. He actually touches the inside curb of Poulon and survives. Trying to find every hundredth that he can. Not many drivers hitting that right inside curb there, which you can do as long as you don't hit the grey stuff just beyond it. Hill's got a car in the way. For Dario, hopefully he'll move out of the way. Shouldn't really lose Hill any time. Man's just been disqualified for blocking the pits. Kuchuk's been disqualified for blocking the pits. Did those guys... What is going on over there? Hang on. Hill's going to come to the line. I need to see how bored with this. That must have spooked it a little bit. Goes P2. I kind of think if that commotion wasn't there, that would have been pole. What on earth am I... What have I missed? It's crazy. The words of Yuki Tsunoda, it's traffic paradise in Sector 2 at the moment. Everyone just overtaking and then letting people through. Is Fredrickson pushing? ERS is on, so he might be pushing here. The traffic's not going to help him out all that much. Yellow flag, Alfa Romeo with Kent just going slowly. Keeping his tyres in a good window. Oh, Fredrickson, good save actually. I thought it was fully binned it there, but he's saved that car nicely. He's going to bring an end to his lap and potentially his qualifying, as he's already 2 laps on these softs. Hey. He's going board with Rosnak, who was sitting pretty on pole for about half the session. He's got the Alfa Romeo with Hill just about getting out of the way. Will Hidario move, or is... I think Hidario might actually be pushing. No, he does his best to get out of the way. Hoi hoi hoi. McLaren and Jardim's just not setting a lap time at all. Sends on and out laps, so we'll catch back up to him. Rusnak's going through Blanchimont at the moment. Seems set for a pretty decent lap time. Doesn't get the inside curb at the first set point of bus stop as he'd want to. Car bogs down a bit on the traction, but does improve his time ever so slightly. Doesn't get him up any positions. On board with the House of Sen. He hasn't set a lap time yet. It's the only running car who hasn't. Let's see what he can do. Well, I may get back to him actually, because there are cars running ahead of him on push laps at the moment. One of the championship contenders of Michelin currently sat nicely in P2 in the standings. He's running through Sector 2 as it stands. See what he can do. He's got to beat a 44.0, so we'll see on his second sector split how that's looking. 10th and a half up. Put him on the second row of the grid and knock Kent down a place. Just runs it smoothly through Blanchimont. It's only really bus stop that he can nail. Don't really gain any time in Blanchimont. See what he can do. Takes it quite nicely. Decent enough traction through the exit, and yeah, knocks Kent down a place. Half a tenth off of Rusnak and B3. What have we got next? There's a Haas. Well, let's send. He's invalidated, unfortunately, so he's not going to be He's not going to be any higher than P15. Snape's pulled into the pit, so he wasn't going to improve. Fredrickson's fuel burning, so he's given up on his lap as well. By goes P5. It's a nice lap at the end of the session. Smith as well as Hidario both pushing. Hidario's not going to improve, so we'll hop on board with Smith, who's running nicely. And I completely missed. He'll go for a third run on that same set of softs. He grabs pole by a 10.5, so good job by him. Puts him up a place. Let's see what Smith can do on the exit here. Shaping up to be a pretty decent lap to 44.1, puts him P8. That's going to be it for qualifying. So just waiting for a couple of cars to get themselves in the pits. Not bad, not bad. It's a pole time of 1 minute 43.5 in the end. Hill clearly wasn't happy with that pit lane commotion, which put him 3 thousandths off of pole. Really proving what he's made of, the South Romeo driver, both in PC3 and PC2. Took second place in Japan, I believe, in PC2 race there. Put me in my place, that's for sure. No, it's a really excellent drive. Okay, so we've got the standings here. Just get the incidents on show, just in case anyone is contesting anything. But yeah, Hill P1 to Avila. That's a very nice P2. Starts on the front row. Rusnak and Mishler P3 and 4. You've got Abai in a Ferrari beating his teammate Keeler in 7th. In between them, you've got the Alfa Romeo Ken in 6th. Got the Brits of Smith and Snape 8th and 9th. Pena P10. You've got Fredrickson, Sancho, Hidario, Rasmussen, Sen, Baklik, Jardim, Turek, Kuchuk and Maj. You'll get a free set of tyres. The most latter of those two being disqualified for a little pile up in the pit entry. I thought it was going to be the exit because you can lose it there if you floor it too much, but no, it's the entry. So they're either going side by side or got something completely wrong. Never good when that happens. Hopefully it doesn't happen in the race. Why is my game tabbed me out? That's kind of mean. Okie dokie, right. Cars are now starting their formation lap. It'll be a 2.5-3 minute burn around Spa. Rusnak and Mishler are disqualified already. I rather get the feeling Hill and Tuavila are going to run away with the start then, because their tyres are going to be cold. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Alright. I haven't got a lot to say, to be honest. Just usual tyre warming through the formation lap. Although Maj is being quite tactical and really coasting along. Don't blame him. Starting at the back, you may as well take every advantage you can get. Just what 8 of our 10 non-top 10 runners have decided to do is they've all put the softs on. Tony Turek and Sancho have opted for all the mediums, which I think they're actually, yeah, teammates. So Williams going for something different. Everyone else just putting on the softs. Why not? Quite get the feeling that Rusnak and Mishler, even if they weren't disqualified, could do the whole formation lap and catch up with Maj. Whole lower half of the grid really just taking their time. Shouldn't affect the leaders too much, but you know. Someone drops it on the start, then the Alpine L plan has very much succeeded. It's already got most of the drivers in their grid slots already. He's just waiting on the Alpine of Maj to come up to his slot. And then we'll be underway. Only 22 laps around Spa-Francorchamps. It is a bit of a mammoth. Should be getting the lights any second now. So we do indeed. The cars are now getting ready for the lights. We have 5 red lights. Long hold up. And it's go for PC3 in Belgium. No one getting a drive-through on the start. Very much looks like Hill's gotten away cleanly. Got two Avila and Rusnak by. Fredriksson's gone in deep there as he knocked his teammate wide. He may well have done. Orchestrated chaos through turn 1. Oh my god, and Alfa Romeo's gone airborne. I think that's Kent. Kent's missing a front left end plate. That was... Whew! That was something to behold as we got carnage everywhere. Snape, Smith, Jard, if anyone is getting involved, it's like bumper cars out here today. This is exactly what I've expected. Pena and co behind are just really easing off. Oh no, Pena's got no front wing. That's why he's easing off. Good lord. We've got 2 penalties already. Get to those in a minute. Hill's dropped back 2 places. Avila now takes the lead. Rusnak slots in nicely into P2. So, for the most part, a clean start from the guys up front. There's already a 3-second gap between Fredriksson and Maj, who's in 7th. It's been half a lap, and Maj has already climbed 13 positions. Mishler rather suffering the opposite end of that fate. He's dropped down by about the same with his damage. You hate to see it. You really do. So he'll be hoping for a safety car to bring him back into the race. Got a yellow flag in Sector 2. That is Rasmussen and Kuchuk. Or is it just Kuchuk? It's just Kuchuk. Rather unfortunately binned it at the Giovinazzi Russell crash location, but rather... Oh, he's gone again. You know what? I curse people enough. You can have this little moment in privacy, my friend. I mean, the one thing I'm surprised about most is we've got a good portion of the cars going into the pits. No one DNF'd. Avila's got a 1-second lead on Rusnak, but Rusnak I think is going to be trying to close that gap down a little bit. Looks like he's running a slightly more straight line oriented setups. Hill's trying to get in his slipstream. Not going to go for a move though, rather smartly just tucks in nice and close to Rusnak's gearbox. Just going to get sucked along. Oi, oi, oi. So we've got Kent, Sen, Pena, Rasmussen, Hidario, as well as Fredriksson and Smith, who have all had a visit to the pit lane already. Jesus Christ. Kuchuk gets our first track limit warning on lap 2. Not what you want to see at all. Okay, well... Got a spread grid already. We're looking at 2 separate DRS trains by the looks of things, or maybe more. Depends if I can get into the range of hills. Probably unlikely. Man. It was the Spa carnage I was expecting, but without the crashes and safety cars. Because no one has actually crashed out. Kent is thinking of a move on Kuchuk, but he's just going to stay behind. Avila puts in the fastest lap of the race so far, the 47.3s. He's extended his lead on Rusnak by a few tenths that time around. Kuchuk's actually gone off, so it's a free position for Kent. Is anyone going to make the most of this DRS and get past anybody? He might be a bit too far behind. He's deploying nonetheless. Let's see what he can do. Alfa Romeo is going larger and larger in Rusnak's mirrors, but it's not going to be enough from here. He's wasting the ERS, unfortunately. However, Michelin's gone down the inside of Ibai up to P4. Nice clean move there. Good racing from both drivers by leaving the space. That's what we like to see. We've got Maj who's sizing up Snape for a move. Maybe not right now. Sanchez managed to get past Jardim. Jardim very much looked like he was letting him through on the inside. He had the inside line. Everyone else is pretty split behind, so let's have a look at the battle for P6 at the moment. Snape leading the way from Maj and Bakalik. It's a 7.5 second gap ahead of Snape to the next 5 cars already. It's crazy how split this field is already. So I don't think anything's really going to happen between these guys. Ooh, Maj nearly bins it. He manages to stay on the road. Just about. Jardim's looking at Sancho for the fight for P10. Hey, everyone's still just trying to find a rhythm on this heavy fuel, to be honest. Avila goes for another fastest laps, another 47.3. Didn't drop Rusnak by that much this time round. Hill's a lot closer to the rear of that AlphaTauri this time, so I get the feeling he's going to get a move done quite easily with DRS, and then he can go after Avila and the Aston Martin. A little look here is Rusnak going to try and defend at all? I think he's just conceded. Playing the long game, maybe not feeling it as groovy on those soft tyres as Hill is at the moment. He knows it's all about the overall race time. Maj chasing Bakalik, who's chasing Snape. Everyone is, well, following quite nicely. Actually, I think Bakalik had passed Maj on that straight. If not before, it's a yellow flag. Smith's gone round at Blanchimont. He must have clipped the inside curb. That's not a corner you spin on unless you eat the curb. Hopefully no damage, or he's going to go a lap down. Oh, he's going into the pits. He's lost his front wing, so if he wasn't going to be a lap down before, he is now. Tokyo drifting it. Wrong continent for that, because 5-second penalty as well. He might just retire from session after that one. That's pretty rage-inducing, and he does so indeed. He doesn't want to continue anymore. Hidario's gone into the pits. He's boxed the softs off of his hard tyres, so maybe he had damage. He needs to be careful because his teammate's coming up to lap him. He was already close to within 1 second of Avila there. Avila's got the ERS advantage, but Hill smashed his lap time by about 0.4 of a second, so watch out. Yeah, Hill's... I don't actually think he's got the DRS. It doesn't matter as a safety car, as Kutrick has lost it in Sector 2. He's had a couple of incidents with losing the car already, so that's now both Haas cars out of the session, unfortunately. He's yeah, he's gone into that wall there. Just ate the curb and spun the car around, so bit of a reset for everybody. May see some cars go into the pits. Some of the slower guys are in. Kent's gone in as well. May as well just put on a set of mediums and cruise to the end. They can do it. That's for sure, and it's exactly what he's doing. Ferrari got the hard tyres out for Keeler there, so very interesting. Dario must be feeling #blessed in that Aston Martin, as he was very close to getting lapped. Oh, he's a lucky boy. Let's see what the leaders do in the pits. They're all pretty close together. You might see a car jump another one or something like that. Absolutely no idea. I'd just box the mediums and go to the end. If I was anyone here, I think everyone is just going to pile in. Hill's in, Rusnak's in, Michelin I'm sure is going to be in. He's not going to make that mistake. Gudai's in as well. Trying to get as close to Michelin as he can. I get the feeling Michelin didn't want the Ferrari right up his chuff. Let's see if the order gets rearranged at all. Hill does not beat Tuivasa and Rusnak does not beat Hill when it comes to the change of tyres. Who's still in the pits? I swear I saw a team with wets for some reason. Might have been the McLaren helmets actually, now that I think about it, as they're double stacking. Jardim's gone on to softs, Bakalic's gone to mediums. A lot of people on hards. I wouldn't really recommend it. It's a long track, but Spa isn't that notorious for tyre wear. In PC2 last year we had Tukabot go well over half the race distance on softs. Much to my annoyance in P2. You see someone on softs at like lap 8, lap 9, you think, yeah, they're going to box again, then they never do. Nor do they drop time, it's pretty frustrating. So we can expect everyone on the mediums to do the same thing. So we've got half the grid already caught up with the safety car. We'll probably be out for this and another lap, just judging by where Rasmussen and Hadario are on the racetrack. It's about a 3-minute lap under safety car, so we've got plenty of time to admire that low quality scenery. Things I have to do in order to stream to you guys, eh? I got excited when I thought I saw the wet tyres in the pit lane. I thought rain's going to be on the way, but that sky is pretty clear. Well, if there is a late bit of rain due, the safety car's only going to bring that forward a little bit. Spa's very much one of the tracks you don't want to be on the wrong tyre on. She will die. Sorry for that, I was having a drink. Today's hydration brought to you by Monster Energy. Let's have a look at the race director just while we're waiting. So, who's done the most pit stops? I love playing this game. Oh, 6 drivers doing a 2-stop already, so that's not too bad. Let's have a look at position changes and see who is the big winner. Oh, there's penalties. Yeah, a couple of 3-second penalties is what we expected. Turek and Maj. Convincingly. Turek has gone from P18 to P4. And he's set to stay there as well, because he's... well, I don't think he boxed, but he's on mediums anyway. I know Turek does have a stop left then. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. He's the only driver left on track not to stop, but he's profited quite well so far. And then there's Maj. Got up 12 positions, as I said, he started last. He was P7 halfway through the first lap with all the carnage. So he managed to dodge cars pretty well. And you've got the McLaren boys up 8 and 6 positions, so Jardim's jumped his teammate through all the commotion. Yeah, I mean, sadly, Kent's the biggest loser when it comes to position drops. Getting sent literally airborne. Not the best thing for your car's downforce, nor your front wing. Most of it's just racing incidents though, or there might have been a couple of dangerous re-entries on the track. I think the stewards are going to have fun. As it currently stands, Bernd Maylander in the safety car is leading the race, followed by Tuivasa. And you've got Hill and Rusnak as they were, all on the same one lap old medium tyres. Or 0 laps, even though they've been round once. Further back, Turek hasn't boxed yet. Michelin's actually gone on to another set of softs. I don't know about that. Oh, Sanchez just got a penalty for hitting Rasmussen. Has he got damage? I hope not. It's the worst time to get damage under safety car. Especially when it's coming in. Front wing looks okay, but it could be lime green. Car's very close up ahead. Tuivasa's slowing the grid down quite nicely. It's a big long run for the safety car back to the pit lane. But Tuivasa's gone? Oh bro, that's too soon. Hopefully everyone realises. Looks like they have, thankfully, but sheesh. Tuivasa not really getting the jump on anyone consequently, just because he bolted a bit soon. There's a 2.5 second gap between Snape and Maj already, so Maj has missed it completely. Pena's gone round to the bus stop, but he's managed to salvage the car quite well. Check that car for damage. Everyone's running up the Eau Rouge and Rally on and down through the Camel Straight. Snape's siding up a bye, but I don't think he's going for a move. But up ahead, Michelin's gone past Turek already on his soft tyres. Is Turek going to go for a dive? No, he thinks better of it. Tuivasa, Hill and Rusnak, same status quo up ahead. Snape doesn't get the move done on the bye in the end. Keeler's looking at the rear wing of Fredriksson. Wants to squeeze it up the inside, but he's on hard, so we can't really do that. It's a big train forming behind Maj on the hards. We've got yellow flags. It's Sidario, unfortunately, getting it all wrong in Brussels, I believe it's called. Sheesh. I rather get the feeling Hill's going to want to dispatch Tuivasa as soon as he can. Both of his title rivals aren't in the ideal position in this race. Kent's down in P13, doesn't have to stop again. Michelin is P4, but he's gonna have to. So Hill just wants to get away cleanly and drive off with this one. Once he gets past Tuivasa, he's got no one to worry about. Just do some clean laps until the end, like time trial basically. So let's see what Hill can do. No DRS this lap, that'll be next lap. A pretty decent exit. I'd imagine he is just going to get the job done here. Rasmussen's at a moment in the bus stop. He's probably spun it. Let's have a look at the menacing Alfa Romeo behind Tuivasa. They're both deploying for this. Hill's got the slipstream. Sticks his nose up the inside. This is well measured and clean driving by Hill here, and Tuivasa allowing him the space as well. It's a good racing. Hill knows he's got the whole race to get this done. You can see that Michelin behind him is on softs. He's a smart guy. He'll know that Michelin's got to stop again. I don't think Hill's going to waste any time with Michelin if Michelin does catch up to him though. He'll get the move done with DRS. Next lap on the Camel Straight, I'm sure of it. Hidario has gone round. Once again, unfortunately, Keeler gets a 3-second penalty for his troubles just for turning up and trying to race. Currently sat P10 on the hard tyres. It's actually attacking Fredriksson a little bit here, who's attacking Maj quite a lot. Oh my god, hang on. I completely missed Snape spinning out there, my bad. Hopefully he's still got a front wing on his car. Pena's retired! So it can be a safety car it is! And Kent's gone as well! No! What happened to Kent? Oh, big incident! Can they jar him? What the hell happened there? Something big must have gone on. So, Rasmussen deploys Red Bull powertrains right through that Alfa Romeo Ghost before it disappears forever. I'm going to be honest, this is not good for Michelin. The safety car to come out now. 4 or 5 laps away? Yeah, sure, the grid would have been spread by then. He can get a pit stop in and not really lose out too much. However, Michelin went into the box. He'd have dropped about 5 or 6 positions, and that's not really what you want to do just to get to the end of the race. Good grief. Michelin did start on softs, right? Yeah, he did. Cool. Okay, well, hopefully a bit of a shorter safety car this time. Obviously everyone at the back has just decided to take the free pit stop. Pretty understandable. It's already be there's some one more lap of the safety car. Best track to race on, worst track to get a safety car on, in my opinion. Because it takes so long. So long. Not even halfway through the race yet, we've had 2 safety cars. Still 15 drivers remaining though, which if we bring lap 1 into things, and my expectations for that is more than I thought, to be honest. Very unfortunate for Jordan Kent's championship fight. Currently leading the way by only a small window. I don't think he'll be too upset if his teammate takes the laurels this race and overtakes him in the standings, but you gotta think, if you're in this championship fight, you'd rather it be you on the top step. Alfa Romeo probably just going to get the constructors wrapped up in the next few Grand Prix. It's a nice looking house over there. Wouldn't mind living there. See a flying Alfa Romeo once a year. So everyone is back together. The whole grid is right behind the safety car. So now we just get to enjoy a rather relaxing lap of Spa-Francorchamps. Anyone else think this track looks like an Uzi? Or is it just me? I bet Hill's wondering. I bet Hill's kind of wishing he went for the move on Tour Vila now, because he's still stuck behind him. It's going to be a few laps until DRS gets turned back on, then scary Michelin's only 2 positions behind him. Who knows? We'll see. See what everyone decides to do. As it stands, everyone can run to the end except for Michelin. Even the boys who've just pitted for fresh softs, they can go to the end. This track really doesn't eat tyres at all. Because it doesn't eat them, it doesn't ask a lot of them either. It's only really the hairpins, so you may struggle for traction, but that's about it. The rest of the track's really just high and mid-speed corners. Nothing to worry about, really. Should get a confirmation that the safety car will be in just a second. You see the lights go off. Boom. Off it goes. It's about the only time a Mercedes has led a race so far this year, and it's in the form of a safety car. Obviously, for anyone who's been paying attention, the some of the details of the 2022 game have been released. It's looking somewhat okay. It does get you thinking about how the 2022 season's going at the moment. They're qualifying for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, or however you call it today. I won't spoil anything, but I can never quite pick out where the cars are in terms of true pace. Speaking of pace, Tuavila's going to need to get a wriggle on out of this final corner, and he does so. Drops hill by about the same amount as he did before. No real surprises that he's gone on the exit of the final corner. Gets a bit squirrely at turn 1. Good old La Source. Everything behind is pretty smooth. Snape overtakes Rasmussen. He's right in the back of Bakalik as well. Rasmussen has to slam the brakes. Or should I say, should have slammed the brakes. Slammed the wall. There's a nice power slide for Struggles. He's in about the worst position you want to be right after a safety car restart. It's going to be about 10 seconds off the pace. His tyres are going to be a bit toasty as well. Not good. In any case, Tuavila leads from Hill, and there's a small gap between him and Rusnak and Mijler. Some time penalties coming through for track limits. And Nebai's already dropped off by 2.5 seconds. The hard tyre is just not working at all. Fredriksson's got past. That looked a bit weird, like almost like the Ferrari was ghosting or something, but might just be lag or something, as these rubber banding a little bit all over the place. Anyway, the two fights we're going to mostly be fixating on, despite all the action happening behind. Keeler and Maj, Snape and Keeler, and missing front wings. Oh boy. That was another safety car. Because Rasmussen's binned it. And half the grid's in the pits. Mishler is... Well, I don't think he's actually going to lose too many positions just because everyone else behind him has also gone into the pits. I mean, Dario's decided not to, and he's going to... he's come out in P5. He's probably about the only person happy with this safety car. If I was a buyout, I'd have pitted. Not that you'd know that everyone else behind you is also going to stop. Hard tyres versus fresh mediums across the grid. A couple of sets of fresh softs. Have fun. That's all I have to say. You know what, Si? I've seen your comment. I want to race an F3 too, man. I really want to race an F3. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Everyone's so close and competitive, and there's a lot of action every weekend. It's a lot of fun to commentate. I feel like it'd be just as fun to race into. Well, you never know. I might get the wheel out next season and be forced into this division, because I'll be slow. This race has kind of stopped being a race. It's just safety cars. Hopefully this one won't be out for long, because my word, I'm sick of it. There are no safety cars this race, it'd be like 2 laps to go. No drive-thrus for anyone speeding under the safety car yet, despite there being 3. So those standards have improved at least. Tuivela now catches the safety car. Aston Martin looking pretty good at the moment, P1 and P5. I can say like this will be a lot of good points for the team. It's my home team this season, so I very much wish them all the best. As well as Alfa Romeo, my former team. 2 great British drivers representing the Italian outfit. It's always nice to see. And in the last F1 game that the Mercedes will be all conquering in for a while, I expect. Also having a very good run of form in the Constructors. Not too bad in the race either, P3 and P7. Well, to be honest, Misha are only down in P7 despite the pitting for soft tyres. It's not bad. He's able to gain a couple of quick positions off the restart. He's actually going to be in a pretty good position. Ibai's going to fall off the rest of the pack. If you can get clear of him, he'll have tyre advantage on everyone else. So it's not over and done yet for Michelin. Cool. Everyone's basically rejoined, so I'm really hoping the safety car's going to go in this lap. Absolutely no reason for it to stay out. Hey! Tuivela's thinking, I've got to do a 3rd safety car restart in about 10 minutes. Give me strength. Go on, mate. Do something different this time. Just bolt it right after that left-hand kink in Blanchimont. And I think you're golden. It's not slowed the pack down that much, so I assume I don't get the freedom of choice. I'd go now. Catch everyone out. But he's not doing so. It's going to be another predictable restart, I think, because Hill nearly hits the back of him. But I think he's actually gone a tiny bit early. But it doesn't really matter, because everyone's just going to be speed matched here anyway. Literally no one's surprised by this restart, although Hill doesn't get the best exit out of the final corner. Did see some yellow flags momentarily, but everything's fine. Tuivela's actually got the best of the restart out of everybody there. Hill's having to deploy just to stay within the 1 second window. And eases off through Eau Rouge and Radeon, so he's lost a couple of dents just because of that. Still deploying, as are most people. Fredrickson just doesn't need to. He's in the slipstream. I have a feeling Ibai is just going to drop a lot of time on those hards. Just try and hold position as best as he can. Meanwhile, everyone behind him is just going to want to get past as soon as possible. It's going to be a happy hunting ground for most drivers, except for Maj, who's unfortunately lost it through Les Combes. Speaking of the subject of losing it, front wing's missing off of that car too. Almost front right tyre as well, but he's kept it going just about. Other than that, though, it's been a pretty good restart. He's got this whole second sector to negotiate with no front wing. I wish you the best of luck, my friend. Probably be about 30 seconds down by the time he gets to the pit lane, unfortunately. Tuivela is extending his lead. He's deploying some pace, although I think Hill has just had a horrible first lap after the restart. He'll want to be getting things back under control within the next 2 laps, otherwise he's going to be missing out on DRS. He could be vulnerable to Fredrickson from behind. Speaking of vulnerable, the embodiment of the word today, Rusnak sends one up the inside of Hidario. And Hidario doesn't leave any room for Rusnak. Rusnak has to be just have the door shut on him. Backlick thinking of a move around the outside of Hidario, but Hidario is showing him the door there too. I think that one was a bit fairer. Dings the front wing a little bit, but clean enough. I don't think Rusnak will be feeling the same sort of energy from Hidario though. I get the feeling we're going to see a few cars all trying to fight for the same bit of racetrack. So we're going to have 3 wide into turn 1. Whoa! Good reactions from Rusnak, and there's a double pass on Hidario provided. Whoa! Rusnak leaves the space. Hidario's. Oh, I tell you what. A nice bit of fighting from Hidario there, at least through Lake Com. Tiniest bit of wheel banging. Which will be the highlight of his race, because he's just lost it and damaged his front wing on the barrier. Oh no. So he's going to be hoping for another safety car. One driver who isn't, I'd imagine, is Tuavila. 1.7 seconds in the lead. Keeler's retired. Don't you dare be a safety car. Don't you dare be a safety car. Please. Please. Just don't. Thank you. Keeler unfortunately crashing out the same position that Italian Jesus did back in 2019. 2020, 2019, I can't remember. A race, and he crashed. Yeah, it was 2019. 2021 was the George Russell podium. So he physically couldn't crash that weekend. So a bias has been swallowed, which everyone was expecting. Rusnak, very unfortunately, 5 seconds behind Fredriksson. Tuavila has shown some really good consistency and composure at the front of this race. He's got a 2-second lead to Hill. And if Fredriksson can close that gap by a few tenths, he's going to be in DRS. I've only just realised Mr. caught damage somewhere. He's out of contention entirely. He's going to be hoping for a safety car too. Goodbye gets 3 seconds of track limits, which on slippery crap hard tyres I'm not surprised by at all. Already got all of his warnings in Sector 2. No one really fighting anybody at the moment, just trying to stay within a second of each other, which basically no one has managed. So, Fredriksson's had a moment. Don't know if he's got damage. He does. Mercedes Day, and in the space of 2 laps, has gone from looking fairly promising to looking like no points at all. So Fredriksson's going to have to come into the box here and I mean, I don't know. And he gets disqualified. That's pretty unfortunate for Rusnak. But I think if you see a car go off in front of you and go as slowly as that, probably realise that they've got some form of damage. Blocked Fredriksson off from the pit lane entirely. Fredriksson's lost quite a bit of time because of that. He's only really going to have Hidario and his teammate to race for the rest of this Grand Prix. Tuavila is still very much keeping the time to Hill the same. I think Hill is finding a bit of a groove now on his warm medium tyres. It's overcast in the sky. Pretty overcast actually, so we'll have to see if there is any rain. Hill just needs to be a bit careful when it comes to track limits, otherwise he's just signing himself out of any chance of winning this race. That being said, Sector 2 alone he's closed in by about 4 tenths to Tuavila in front. I think Hill's had a cooldown lap or two and he's now charging up towards Tuavila. They're on exactly the same ERS. It's going to be very interesting to see who can get the best of, well, I'd imagine once again, the Rouge Radion and the Camel Straight. Sancho's sizing up Ibai for a move. They've both got a lot of ERS to play with. Jardim's trying to stay within DRS range behind us, as well as Snape as well. As well. Sancho going to go for a lunge. He does. Ibai braking very early. Sancho's kept his ERS on. It's going to be a bit squirrely out the exit, I'd imagine. No, he's alright. Just about. So Ibai's down to 6th. However, not bad considering the Ferrari drivers on 12-lap-old hards. Jardim just about manages to get the car stopped. He had to lock up, but all in the interest of not rear-ending the Ferrari, so it's understandable. Gap between Hill and Tuivasa is very much staying the same. It looks like it's going to rain. Really looks like it's going to rain in the dying stages of this race. Tuivasa's gone a bit deep through Brussels. That's going to allow Hill to get within 1 second of him. Oh, we could see a fight to the flag here. Hill is he's gone very wide through Pouon, but it normally lets you off if you lose time. Oh boy, Tuivasa's starting to struggle on those warm mediums. Really showing this race. Oh, sorry, this lap. Pakelik's having a nice Sunday drive in P3. He's settled with that. Unless there's any incidents up ahead, which I doubt. Turek probably pretty content with P4 as well. Ibai's gone past Sancho. He's back up to P5! Not anymore! Oh, he's gone! He's gone! Might be a bit late for a safety car though. I look at someone or talk about someone and they die. It's a gift. You need one more driver to retire and everyone who finishes gets a point. How remarkable is that? That's exactly what Maz should be wanting out. Imagine. I'm so sorry. 3 safety cars does this to a man. Hill is sizing up Tuivasa. He's going to sign him up to P2 in a minute if he keeps his speed. 7.5 tenths behind. I don't think he's going to try anything this time round. All we need now is a bit of rain just to really sign this race off with just a little bit of pizzazz. I don't think we're going to get any. Not enough to impact the race anyway. He'll needed to start coming down last lap and thick as well. Hill has got 2 more Kemmel straights. And that's about it really. 2 Kemmel straights to get past Tuivasa. Pretty much just takes a mistake after that to allow someone behind to overtake you. I'm very interested to see what warnings these guys are on, but seeing as I'm the only one here today is I apparently just don't have a co-commentator anymore. I can't do that. Hill a bit late on the brakes, really just wants to get right behind Tuivasa, and he succeeded very nicely. Doesn't actually gain him any time though. Save a bit more ERS than Tuivasa. That could be the difference, you know. Could deploy a lot through here. Maj is spun, he's kept it going. In any case, I'm not worried about that at all. We're worried about Tuivasa and Paul Hill. Hill could very well have the legs on Tuivasa here with DRS. Tuivasa's recharging already. Hill doesn't seem to want to do it this lap, so it's going to be a last lap shootout. I just want it to start raining now, that'd be great. For what it's worth, Pakelik is closing in on these guys, but nowhere near quick enough. Hill and Tuivasa have been on the league of their own. I don't think anyone's beat their fastest lap yet. A lot of people are on fresh softs, so yeah. I think if I was Fredriksson, I'd swap with the Michelin here, just some Michelin's championship battle to have a bit more life in it. Is they're currently down in P8 and P9. Very good day for Williams, actually. P4 and P5 is going to be a great haul of points for the team. How big is that Alfa Romeo and two of Vila's mirrors? It's getting bigger. It's getting bigger. There's rain! There's rain! Oh my god, it's happening! Let's go! Let's go! Jardim's had a moment through whatever corner that is, the one with the house on it. Ah! Tuavila has kind of parked it on the apex and Hill had to take avoiding action. That might be enough to give Tuavila the gap he needs through a Rouge and Radeon. Is that tactics, maybe? It might just be weather adjustments, to be honest. I definitely saw rain. So where is Hill going to make this pass now? There's a big opportunity gone. He's going to have to be, well measured and aggressive, I suppose. Just hug the back of Tuavila as much as you can and get him in Blanchimont, I suppose. It looks dry on track. Maybe I didn't see rain. I'm going off of one camera angle where I saw what looked like rain. Hill has gone wide through Pouon. Imagine if that was a penalty. Tuavila's holding on for dear life. So both wrestling the cars on their 15-lap-old tyres. Tuavila looking for a first win. Hill looking for another one. He's got two already this season. Hill's going to have to deploy everything here. Tuavila the same. Hill's under slipstream. Tuavila's going to start recharging any second. There's the red lights show that he is. Hill's still deploying. You know what? I think he may have the legs on this one for a move into bus stop. Tuavila takes the inside line. Hill can hold it around the outside. He's going to have the inside line for the next part of the bus stop chicane. He's not been given any room whatsoever. He's been speared into the side of Tuavila's side pod. That is going to grant Tuavila the win on track, but I don't think he was going to be too happy with that. Tuavila going in a bit hot. I'm pretty sure Hill's penalty is going to get removed for what it's worth anyway. So he picked one up right at the death of the race. But yeah, I mean, Hill held the outside, which would be the inside for the final corner. Tuavila goes a bit deep. Doesn't give Hill any room at all. Jardim and Nadario are having a bit of a ding-dong near the end here. Jardim's just... oh, he's missing an end plate. It might have been more like a crash bang and wallop than a ding-dong. In any case, she managed to stay with Nadario up until the end. Nadario gets it on track. Jardim gets it on penalties. Snape gets Fredrickson on penalties. Mishler up to 6th. Good grief. We're just waiting for Mesh, who's decided to carry on for another lap. Very interesting indeed. It's a lot of front wing changes on that first lap. Mesh is driving like he's got damage. Just cruising it. Absolutely cruising home. Oh, he does have damage. That'd be why he's driving like he has some. Just waiting for him to find his way around the last few corners, and then that'll be it, basically. And he crosses the line. So that wraps up Spa. Whatever you want to call that. I'm surprised that none of the safety cars were caused by lap 1. There was a flying Alfa Romeo, cars everywhere. Ding dongs, crash bang wallops. That's 6 front wing changes after lap 1. But all the retirements very much came from either side-by-sides or individual mistakes. Tuavila takes the win, Hill gets P2, and Bakalik in the McLaren gets P3. we see the three of them very much enjoying podium. We've got Aston Martin's reused asset taking the trophy for the constructors today. But yeah, that's the race. Pretty much. We had 11 finishes in total. Managed the unlucky one after a promising first half at the first lap. Not picking up any points. Just going to very quickly go through the race director so the steward's going to have fun with this. And there's that. Hill getting 2 corner cutting warnings in that last portion of the last lap. Don't know about that very much. Seems a bit unfortunate if you ask me. But that is going to do it for this race. Not sure what's going to be the verdict between Paul Hill and Jan Tuivasa when it comes to the last 2 corners. Might go down to a racing incident or be very, very traumatized with the sideways Alfa Romeo spearing into the side of the Aston Martin car. Surprised they actually managed to both point the right way after that. Normally you used to see 2 cars just completely wiped off the face of the earth if you have that going on. But other than that, it was a pretty good race. As everybody shoots out of the lobby. Their weekly squabble of Formula 1 has come to an end. Well, well, well. Not too bad at all. Okay, so just before we go, I'd like to thank our partners, Bolidomania, Gridfinder, Race Insight and JR Designs, as well as Discord for partnering the league and allowing us to host these Grand Prix on the scale that we can. Speaking of Grand Prix hosting, PlayStation F4 is currently ongoing, so if you've enjoyed what you've seen here and want to see more, then by all means, hop ship. See what the PlayStation boys are up to. But that's going to be it from me today. Thanks very much for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to be a part of the league. All of the links for the Discord are in the description. But once again, I've been David Hoy. Thanks very much for tuning in. We'll see you next week.